Okay, it's going. Okay, it's live.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Welcome to our Shabbat morning service for Parshat Pinchas. This first Shabbat after Shiva Asar B'Tammuz, which marks 3 weeks of mourning for the city of Jerusalem. And this is a special Shabbat as we are joining together with members of Tzion congregation in Scottsdale, Arizona, and my congregation and Cantor Ben Rosner's congregation of Mosaic Law congregation here in Sacramento, California. What a wonderful opportunity for two congregations, two communities to come together as one this morning. So we'll have I hope, an inspiring Shabbat morning service. We'll have words of Torah from Rabbi Sussman. I may share a few words of Torah as well. And we'll have some celebrations of two major anniversaries from couples in both of our congregations. And our service will be led by members of both congregations this morning. So for those of you who are joining us, we invite you to use the Sidur Lev Shalem, of which we will be participating together as we begin our service on page 101. Matovu ohalecha Yaakov mishkenotecha Yisrael. How lovely are your dwellings, O Jacob, your mishkenotecha, your sanctuaries, people of Israel. We invite Mark Krell to lead us from Tzion congregation in the Birchot HaShachar and Psukei de Zimra and the Shacharit service. Mark, page 101.
Ma tovu ohalecha Yaakov mishkenotecha Yisrael. Ma tovu ohalecha Yaakov mishkenotecha Yisrael. Ma tovu ohalecha Yaakov mishkenotecha Yisrael. Va'ani berov chastecha avo beitecha eshtachave elecha kachecha B'yiratecha Adonai ati me'on beitecha umkom mishkan kivotecha va'ani eshtecha be'bechra'a ebrecha lifnei Adonai ahosi va'ani tefilati lecha Adonai et ratzon Elohim berov chastecha aneni be'emet ishecha.
We continue now as we rise on page 103 for the Birchot HaShachar, the morning blessings, expressing all of the wonderful gifts that we are given each day by the Kadosh Baruch Hu. Please rise, page 103.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan la'asech bina v'evchin ben yom u'ben laila.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asani b'tzamo.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asani ben chorin.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asani Yisrael.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam pokeach ivrim.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam malbish arumim.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam matir asurim.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam zokef kifufim.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam roka haaretz al hamayim.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamechi mitzadei gaber.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asa li kol tzarki.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam ozer Yisrael bigvura.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam oter Yisrael b'tifara.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hanoten liyayev koach.
Amen. We continue silently to the bottom of the page.
Utneinu hayom uvkol yom lechenu chesed urachamim beinecha uveinei chorainu v'tigmalenu chasadim tovim baruch atah Adonai gomel chasadim tovim le'amo Yisrael.
Amen. We remain standing. We turn to page 122 for the Psukei de Zimra, Baruch she'amar v'haya ha'olam.
Baruch she'amar v'haya ha'olam.
Baruch Hu.
Baruch oseh v'hereshit.
Baruch Shemo.
Baruch omer v'yosef.
Baruch Hu.
Baruch gozer u'mekayem.
Baruch Shemo.
Baruch merachem al haaretz.
Baruch Hu.
Baruch merachem al habriot.
Baruch Shemo.
Baruch mishalem sachar tov l'reav.
Baruch Hu.
Baruch ha'la'ad v'kayam lanetzach.
Baruch Shemo.
Baruch podeh u'matzil. Baruch hu. Baruch shemo.
Baruch atah Adonai melech haolam. Yachich elamim mishubach v'nishma. Baruch atah Adonai melech haolam v'tishpachu.
Yachich ha'olamim melech mishubach umfar adei ad shemo hagadol. Baruch atah Adonai melech megulam v'tishpachu.
Amen. We now are seated as we turn to page 141 for the joyous Psalm 150. Hallelujah. Please join together in singing with Mark.
Hallelujah, 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 El Bekadsha, hallelujah, hallelujah, Birki Ahuzo, hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Hallelujah, Vigvuratam. Hallelujah, hallelujah, Kirav, good Lord, good Lord. Hallelujah, 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 Beteka Shofar. Hallelujah, hallelujah, Benevel Bechinor. Hallelujah, 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 betov umachor. Hallelujah, hallelujah, beminim behugav, hugav. Hallelujah, 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 betziltzilei shama. Hallelujah, hallelujah, betziltzilei trua, trua, kohan shama tehaleya, kohan shama tehaleya, kohan shama tehaleya, hallelujah, kohan shama tehaleya, hallelujah.
We're now going to conclude our Pesukei de Zimra, and now begin our Shacharit service, which is found on page 147, the second paragraph on the page, as Mark will lead us in Shacharit, Shochen Ad Marom V'Kadosh Shemo.
Shochen Ad Marom V'Kadosh Shemo.
Together, Shochen Ad Marom V'Kadosh Shemo.
V'chatuv ranenu tzadikim baronai, la yesharim nahava tehila, v'fi yesharim tidhalal, u'divrei tzadikim tidbarach, u'vilshon chasidim tidramam, u'v'kerev kedoshim tidkadash, u'makalot ribebot amcha bed Yisrael. Shekein chovat kol yitzurim lefanecha Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avoteinu v'imotenu v'dal lehalel l'shavech lefaer l'romem lehader levarech le'elehel kales al kol divrei shirot v'tishbechot David ben Yishai abdecha meshichecha.
Please rise.
Shabach Shimcha La'ad Malkeinu.
Shabach Shimcha La'ad Malkeinu.
Brachot behoda'ot me'ata ve'ad olam. Baruch atah Adonai. El melech gadol batishbachot, el hoda'ot atana nifla'ot, abocher b'shirei zimra, melech elchei olamim.
Amen.
Yitkada v'yitkada shemei Rabba.
Amen.
Badivrach yurtei v'yamlich malchutei, V'chayechon v'yomechon u'chayedecho beit Yisrael b'hagala u'vizman karib v'meru amen.
Yehi Shmei Rabba mevorach li'olam li'omei omaya yitbarach.
Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitbar v'yidroma v'yidnaseh v'yidhadar v'yidaleh v'yidhalah shemeru kudusha v'richu Elam min kol berchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata tahamiran be'alma v'meru amen.
The formal call to worship, page 149, the Baruch.
Lai la lai 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 lai. Lai la lai 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 lai. Lai la lai 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 lai. Lai la lai 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 lai. Lai la lai 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 lai. Lai la lai 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 lai. Lai la lai 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 lai. Baruch et Adonai HaMevorach.
Baruch Adonai Baruch Olam Voed.
Adonai HaMevorach HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed. HaMevorach HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed.
You may be seated. We continue on page 150.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, yotzer or uvorech choshech, oseh shalom uvorech et hakol. אין קרקך ואין זולתך, אפס בתוכך ומי דומה לך, אין קרקך אלוהים בעולם הזה, ואין זולתך, אפס בתוכך גולנו למות המשיח, ואין דומה לך מושיענו לתחיית המתים.
We join together on page 151 with Mark as we join with him in El Adon, Al Kol Hamaasim.
El Adon al kol hamasim baruch u'baruch befi kol neshama gadlo v'tuvo male olam dat u'tfuna sovevim oto hamid ka'eh al chayot hakodesh v'nedar b'chavod al hamerkava zechut u'mishor lifnei Christo chesed v'rachamim lifnei kvodo Tovim me'orot shebara Eloheinu yitzaram b'da'at v'bina u'haskel koach u'pura natan bahem v'yom moshlim b'kerem tevel v'le'im ziv u'fikim noga na'ezivam b'chol olam smechim b'tzetam v'sasim b'voam osim b'hem ha'retzon konam Pe'er v'chavod nonim lishmot ha'hala v'rina lezecher malchuto kara l'shemesh v'yizrach or ra'a v'hikin tzurat havana shevat nonim lo kol teva maram tiferet u'gedula Srafi v'yofani v'chayot hakodesh yadadai 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 yadadai
Page 152. Lo Shir Shavat Mikol Hamasim V'yom HaShvihit Alav Yashav Al Kisei Chavodo. שבו שבת מושיל יום השבת תתברך מושיל. We continue on page 153. תתברך צורנו מלכנו.
וכולם פותחים את פיהם בקדושה ובטהרה, בשירה ובזמרה, ומברכים ומשבחים ומפארים ומעריצים ומקדישים וממליכים את
שם האל המלך הגדול.
וכולם מקבלים עליהם ומלכות שמיים זה מזה, ונותנים רשות זה לזה, להקדיש ליוצרם בנחת רוח, בשפה ברורה ובנימה, קדושה כולם כאחד, עונים ואומרים ביראה. קדוש
קדוש קדוש אדוני צבאות מלוך על הארץ כבודו.
והאופנים וחיות הקודש ברעש גדול מנסים למטרפים, לעומתם משתבחים ואומרים
ברוך כבוד אדוני ממקומו. אור חדש על ציון תאיר.
אור חדש על ציון תאיר, ונזכה כולנו מהרה לאורו. אור חדש על ציון תאיר, ונזכה כולנו מהרה לאורו. אור חדש על ציון תאיר, ונזכה כולנו מהרה לאורו. אור חדש על ציון תאיר, ונזכה כולנו מהרה לאורו. Baruch atah Adonai Yotzer HaMe'arot.
We join together, Ahava Rabbah Ahavtanu, the prayer that I spoke about last night on page 154 before we daven together the Shema.
Ahava Rabbah Atanu, Adonai Eloheinu, Chem L'Gdola V'Tera, Chamalta Aleinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Ba'avor Avotenu, Shebatku V'cha, Avinu Malkeinu, V'atzlamden Chukei Chaim, Ketechanenu Tzlamdenu, Avinu Ha'av Harachaman, Hamrachem Rachem Aleinu, V'ten B'libenu lehavin, Ul'haskir Lishmoa, Li'amar U'lelamed, Lishmor V'lasot, U'lekayem et kol divrei Talmud Toratecha b'Ahava, V'ha'erinenu b'Toratecha, V'dahabek libeinu b'mitzvotecha, V'heyached levavenu le'ahava u'yira et shemecha, V'lo nevosh le'olam va'ed, V'lo nevosh le'olam va'ed, Ki v'shem kadshecha hagadol v'hanora b'hatachnu, Nagila v'nismecha v'shuatecha, V'havienu le'shalom, me'arba kanfot ha'aretz, v'tolichenu komemiut le'artzenu, ki elbo ha'yeshua rahata, uvanu v'klarta mikolam v'lashon, V'keravtanu v'shimcha hagadol, Sela b'emet, v'adalecha u'yachecha b'ahava, Baruch atah Adonai, Abocher b'mo Yisrael b'ahava. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha, v'chol levavecha, u'v'chol nafshecha, u'v'chol me'odecha, v'hayu hadvarim ha'eleh, asher anochi mitzavcha hayom al levavecha, V'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam, v'shivtecha b'veitecha, u'lechtecha b'derech, u'shokbecha u'v'kumecha, u'kshartam le'od al yadecha, v'hayu letotafot ben einecha, u'chtavtam al mezuzot beitecha u'v'hisharecha.
We continue silently on page 156. Vayim Shemot Tishmos V'tai. Asher Anachim Mitzavetchem Hayom Levanon Shchem V'naftet Lo Yedematam Vayomer LaMoshe Lemodam Tzitzit Al Kanfei V'Gam Tzitzit Al Kanfei Tzitzit Ritem Otos Chatem Kol Mitzvot Adonai V'Situm Asher Otzeit Etchem Mitzrayim Leot Lachem Lelohim Ani Adonai Elohechem Amen.
Adonai Elohechem Emet.
Amen. Yatziv v'nachon
v'kayam v'yashar v'nema behu v'chaviv v'nechman v'na'im v'nora v'adir unto מקובל וטוב ויפה.
הדבר הזה עלינו לעולם ועד, אמת מול ראשנו, לדור וטוב ישמע ויזמח ולעד קיימת.
דור ודור הוא קיים, ושמו קיים בחיסון הכל, ומלכותו ואמונתו לעד קיימת.
עד. Amen. We're on page 157.
Chato Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu Malkeinu Melech Avotenu v'Imotenu Golenu Goel Avotenu v'Imotenu Yotzreinu Tzur Yeshuatenu Podenu Matilenu Me'elam Shemecha Ein Elohim Zulatecha.
Ezrat Avotenu Atahu Me'olam Imotenu Elohim. In a few moments, we're going to rise. We'll stand on page 158 for the Michamocha, which will be introduced by Mark. And then, immediately after the concluding blessing of Gaal Yisrael, we'll immediately go into the Amidah. We're going to daven the Amidah, the Hoiche Kedusha. We'll daven together with Mark on page 159, the Amidah through the Kedusha, which is on page 161, and then we'll continue silently after the Kedusha on pages 162 through the Amidah's conclusion on page 166. As always, I encourage all of you to read the Hebrew or the English, and in addition, during the Amidah, to offer any prayers that may come from our own hearts. Page 158, the middle of the page.
Tehillah Elyon Baruch U'Mavorak Moshe Miriam Uvnei Israel Lechanu Shira Besimcha Rabba V'Emru Kulam.
Please rise.
Mi kamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, Nora tehilot osefele. Shira chadasha, shibchu ge'ulim leshimcha, al sfat hayam yachad kulam, hodu v'himlechu v'amru, Adonai yimloch le'olam ba'ed. Sor Yisrael, Kuma be'ezrat Yisrael, Uftech kunumecha, Yehuda ve'Yisrael, Go aleinu Adonai tzvaot shemo, Kedosh Yisrael, Baruch atah Adonai,
Page 159, we join together.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'Koneh Hakol, V'Zocher Chastei Avot v'Imahot, U'Mevi Go'al Lifnei V'nehem, Leman Shemo v'Ahava, Melech Moser Ufoked Umoshia Umagin Baruch atah Adonai Magin Abraham Ufoked Sarah Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai Mechayim Etim Atah Rab L'Hoshia Morir Hatah Mechakel Chayim Bechesed Mechayim Etim Berachamim Rabim Samech Noflim Berofech Cholim Umatir Asurim, Umekayem Emunato, Lishenei Afar, Michamocha Ba'agevurot, Umido Melach, Melech Memit, Umechaye, Umatmiach Yeshua, Neman Atalachayot Betim, Baruch Atah Adonai Mechayeh HaMetim.
Amen. Page 161, the Kiddusha.
קדש את שמך בעולם, כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמי מרום, ככתוב היה דברך וקרא זה אל זה ואמר.
קדוש, 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 אדוני צבאות, מלוך כל הארץ כבודו.
אז בקורש גדול, אדיר וחזק משמיעים קול, מנסים למצרפים, לעומתם ברוך יאמרו.
ברוך כבוד אדוני ממקומו. מתי תמלוך תשכון תקדש ותקדש.
עמקנו תופיע ותמלוך עלינו, כי מחכים אנחנו לך. מתי תמלוך בציון, בקרוב בימינו, לעולם ועד תשכון. תקדש ותקדש בתוך ירושלים עירך, לדור ודור ונצח נצחים. ועינינו תראנה מלכותך, כדבר האמור בשירי עוזך. בעינינו תראנה מלכותך, כדבר האמור בשירי עוזך. על ידי דוד, על ידי דוד, על ידי דוד, משיח צדקך, ימלוך אדוני לעולם, אלוהי ציון, לדור ודור, הללויה. לדור ודור,
דור ודור,
לדור ודור נגיד גדלך, לדור ודור,
לדור ודור,
לדור ודור נגיד גדלך, ולנצח נצחים, קדושתך נקדיש, קדושתך נקדיש, ושבחך אלוהינו, מפינו לא ימוש, לא ימוש לעולם ועד. לדור ודור,
לדור ודור,
לדור ודור,
לדור ודור,
לדור ודור נגיד גדלך, לדור ודור, לדור ודור, ודור נגיד גדלך, כי המלך גדול, גדול וקדוש, וקדוש וקדוש אתה. כי המלך גדול, גדול וקדוש, וקדוש וקדוש אתה. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש.
Amen. We continue silently, pages 162 through its conclusion of the Amidah, 166.
Ose shalom bimrama, uyase shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru amen. Yase shalom, yase shalom, shalom aleinu, yase shalom, yase shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Yase shalom, yase shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yase shalom, yase shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael.
We rise, page 167, signifying the conclusion of the Shacharit service, Kaddish Shalem.
Rabbi Gerashim Rabbi.
Amen.
Rabbi Rachar Amlik Machute V'Chayechon V'Yamechon V'Chayerko Be'Yisrael B'Galav Yizman Karev Yimruhu Amen.
Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabba Mevorach, Li'olam Li'olmei Almaya Yitbarach.
Barak Yishtabak V'Parvi Rami Naseh V'Dadar V'Dalev V'Dalash Shmei Kedusha Brichu. Rabbi Amav Yimruhu Amen.
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 Shalom, Yaseh Shalom. Aleinu v'yakol Yisrael, v'yakol Yishvei Tevel v'imiru.
Amen. You may be seated. A special Yasher Koach to Mark Krell for leading us in a very beautiful Birchot HaShachar, Psukei Zimra, and Shacharit service. Mark, Yasher Koach to you. We're going to continue in our service now as Vivian and Vanessa and Valerie Huckleby, who are part of the Mosaic Law congregation here in Sacramento, are going to lead us in the Torah service. And that service begins on page 168. I don't see the Hucklebys here. Are they with us? I hope they're here. Are they here? Let me see. Okay. I'm looking for them. I still don't see them. Where are they?
They're there and they're
there they are. There they are. Okay. Good. I'm glad to see you. Okay. So we're going to begin with Ein Kamocha. When we come to the passage Vayehi bin Soa Haron, our Gabbai for this morning, Steve Schlosser from Tzion, is going to remove the Sefer Torah from the Aron HaKodesh at the sanctuary at Or Rishon. And then we're going to be reading 3 aliyot from the Torah this morning. And before that, we'll be honored to have Rabbi Sussman share some introductory words of Torah. So Vivian and Vanessa and Valerie, take it away. Page 168. We invite all of you to join with them. Ein Kamocha. Wait a second. I don't think we can hear you. Are you muted? Is the microphone working? Now you're... Okay. Can you... We don't hear you. I think... Still don't hear you. Scott, David, can you help them?
Yeah.
Oh, I think I'm hearing something.
Getting something.
Hey, Scott, turn
Yeah,
the volume up. We want to hear their beautiful voices.
Yep. I think we're gonna need them a little louder on their side. They're unmuted. We just need to hear their voices.
Scott, you
Yeah.
need to turn your computer microphone up.
Okay. Well, sorry for the technical glitches here. Are you? Ah, that's better, I think. All right. I don't think we can hear them. So I think.
Okay.
Wait. Can we hear you now?
Hello? Now can you hear us?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
All right, great. Okay.
But it still says you're muted on the Zoom.
Because
We're on a different computer.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Okay. Page 168. Ein kamocha.
Ein kamocha ba'Elohim Adonai, ve'ein kamasecha, malchutecha malchut, kol olamim, umemshaltecha b'kol dor v'dor. Adonai melech, Adonai malach, Adonai imloch ve'olam vaed, Adonai yosem yitain. Adonai Yavarech et Amo Bashalom, Avarachamim, Hetiva Virtzon et Tzion, Tivnei Chomos Yerushalayim, Tivnei Chomos Yerushalayim, Ivecha Levad Batachnu, Melech Elram Benisa, Olamim.
Please rise.
Vayachivim Saharam, Vayomer Moshe, Uma Adonai, Ve'afutsu Oivecha, Ve'anusu Misanecha Mipanecha, Ki Mitzion Tetzei Torah, Ki Mitzion Tetzei Torah, Udevar Adonai, Mirushalayim, Baruch Shenatan Torah, Baruch Shenatan Torah, Le'amo Yisrael, B'kedushato.
Baruch
Hey,
Shemei.
Mariama.
Baruch Shemei Dimarei Alma.
Hey, Anarakes, Eli, Kadisha, Yakira, Ana Emar Tushbechan, Be'anarakes, Belish me Kadisha, Yakira, Ana Emar Tushbechan, Yehera Bakadama, Detitachli Bibeoraita, Betashmi Mishalim Delibi, Beli Badecholamach Yisrael, Letabuchaim Beli Shlam. Amen.
Page 171.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Together, Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonai Kadosh Shemo.
Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo.
Alu Adonai Iti, Unegrom Shemo Yachad. Lecha Adonai Hagedula v'Hagedura v'Hatiferet v'Hanetzach v'Hahod Kicho b'Shamayim u'Ba'aretz Kicho b'Shamayim u'Ba'aretz Lecha Adonai Mama v'Hani Na'aseh lechol eroshonu Adonai Elohim Beisha kavu b'Adam raglav kadoshu Romevu Adonai Eloheinu Beisha kavu l'har kosher Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu.
Great job. Yishar kochachen to you, Vivian, and Vanessa and Valerie. Great job today. So everyone may be seated now as the Torah has been placed on the Shulchan. And we can turn in our Torah reading to page 118. If you have your Eitz Chaim Chumash, we invite you to follow the Torah reading. But before we have the three aliyot that we're going to read this morning from the Torah, it's my honor to call upon Tzion's director of continuous learning for children and adults, Rabbi Zari Sussman, who came to Or Rishon, I believe, in May, and is now in charge of all of education for the congregation, from birth through the wise years. We don't call them, Rabbi Sussman, we don't use the term seniors in our congregation. I call seniors in our synagogue the wise years. But it's an honor, Rabbi, to have you join with us. And I invite you to share some introductory words of Torah with us all.
Thank you, Rabbi Taff. Thanks for having our congregation during, I believe this is your last month after so many years of service, so really appreciate that. Also, I did want to alert you, there's a addition to the Misha Berach list. That
I actually have that addition, so we're going to include that.
Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you so much. It's an honor to be with you especially during your last months and not your last months, but your final bit of service. I know this is a big time for you, and it's definitely a hard time for us, so we really appreciate it. So we ended last week's Torah portion really with this troubling scene. Ancient Israelites were fraternizing with the Moabites and Midianites, and this led to Israelites worshiping Moabite and Midianites gods. Idol worship is one of our top 10 no-nos. Very bad. God is angry, and Pinchas stops God's anger by stabbing a cohabitating couple through their stomach, which is not, it's bad. It's bad. This week, we get a little bit more light on the situation. In our first two aliyot, our first Torah readings, we understand more of what was going on. This wasn't just any cohabitating couple. We learned that it's Zimri, prince of an Israelite tribe, and Cosby, not Cosby that you might be thinking of, but Torah's Cosby is a princess of Midian. Pinchas wasn't stopping a love marriage, he was stopping a political marriage. A political alignment that was really against Israel's interests, one that did not respect the authority of Moses, nor the authority of God. God grants Pinchas a Brit Shalom. He gets priesthood and a Brit Shalom. So judging by what he just did, Pinchas has a very bad temper. He's a zealous, righteous hothead who is not afraid to kill. God gives Pinchas the job of a priest, which really is a job of sacrificing animals, killing them as humanely and carefully as possible. God also gives Pinchas a brit shalom, which some commentators interpret as a command for Pinchas to calm down, to tame his temper. We read all of Numbers chapter 26 in the later Aliyot, the later Torah portions. Chapter 26 is one of the chapters that gives the book of Numbers its English name. God instructs Moses and Moses' nephew Eleazar to take a census. The total for the tribes is 601,730. The tribe of Levi and probably the women and the children are not included in that number. Let's continue now with the reading of the Torah.
Thank you, Rabbi. Page 918 in our not the Hertz Chumash, in the Eitz Chaim Chumash. I don't know why I have Hertz on my mind, but maybe it's going back to all those Bethel days when we had the Hertz Chumash. Page 918, the first Aliyah will be called, and we're honored. Steve Schlosser, our Gabbai, is going to call for the first Aliyah Nancy and Bobby Cohen, who are celebrating their 41st wedding anniversary. So, Steve, if you'll officially call them up and for the Torah reading.
V'yazor v'yagein v'yashich l'chol hakosim bo b'nomar no amen.
Amen.
Hakol avu godel Eloheinu utno kavod laTorah. Yamdu Yerachamel ben Arya Nava bat Avraham Baruch shenatana lamo Yisrael b'kedushato. V'atem
V'atem advikim b'nechem hayim kulchem hayom.
Baruch Adonai Hamavorach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Liolam Va'ed.
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Asher Bachar Banu Mikol Ha'amim V'natan Lanu Et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen.
We're on page 918, line 10. Amen. Vaydaber Adonai al Moshe lemor, Pinchas ben Elazar ben Aharon HaKohen. Heshi bechamarti me'al b'nei Yisrael, v'kano et kinati b'tocham, v'lo chiliti et b'nei Yisrael b'kinati, v'chein emor, heneni noten lo, et bariti shalom, v'yata lo il zaro acharov, barit kehunat olam, tachat asher kinei lelahav, v'chaper al b'nei Yisrael, v'shem ish Yisrael hamukeh, asher ukat ad minyanit, Zimri ben Salu Nisivat Veit Ab L'Shimoni V'Shem Ha'isha Hamuka Hamidyani Kazbi Vatsur Rosh Umot Beit Ab Midyan Hu V'Daber Adonai al Moshe Lemor Tziro et Hamidyanim V'Hichitem Otam Ki tzorim chem lachem benachlehem asher nichelu lachem al Dvar peor val Dvar kazbi vat nisi midyan achotam hamuka biyom hamagefar al Dvar peor vayihi acharei hamagefar vayomer Adonai al Moshe Ve'el Elazar ben Aharon HaKohen lemor Seu et Rosh Kol Adat b'nei Yisrael Miben Etzrim Shana V'mal Leveit Avotam Kol Yetzei Tzava b'Yisrael Vaydaber Moshe Ve'elazar HaKohen Otam Varvot Moav al yarden yirecho lemor mi ben esrim shana v'bala ka'asher tziva Adonai et Moshe u'vnei Yisrael hayotzeim eretz
Let's
Mitzrayim.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah temet, v'chayei olam nata b'toheinu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Yamdu Michal ben Mordechai v'Shana Bluma v'Elisheva bat Abraham Sheni.
Betsy and Mike Singer are now being called to the Torah to recite the blessings before and after the second Torah reading in honor of their upcoming 53rd wedding anniversary.
Baruch Adonai HaMarach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai HaMarach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Page 920, verse 5. Stan Hammerman will be reading this aliyah.
Amen. Ruvain Bekor Yisrael, B'nai Ruvain, Hanok, Mishpakat Hanochi, Lipalu, Mishpakat Apuli, Lehetzron, Mishpakat Haratzone, Lecharmi, Mishpakat Hakarmi, Ela Mishpakat Haruveni, Vayihi Tudehan, Osavarim, Ela, Ishvameot, Ushaloshim, B'nai Halu, Elazar, B'nai Yatim, Udatan Aviram Trive Hoida Asher Hitsu Al Moshe V'Aharon B'Daz Korah V'Tatotam Al Adonai Atitaka Oretz Epika V'Ativa Otam Yekorah Kunat B'Bamot Hoida V'Chol Ha'esh Eid HaMisha U'Matayim Ish Vayihi L'Neis Uv'nei Korah Lo Metu.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah temet, v'chayei olam natan b'tocheinu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Yasher Kolach to Steve Schlosser and to Stan Hammerman for reading the first two aliyot. It is a custom after we celebrate an aliyah to the Torah, especially for a special simcha, to say a special mishaberach, a special blessing for those who are celebrating the smachot. So I'm going to, if you will permit me just a moment or two, to say a special blessing for Nancy and Bobby Cohen, who just had the first aliyah, and also Betsy and Mike Singer, who had the second honor of the second aliyah. Nancy and Bobby celebrating 41 years, and Betsy and Mike Singer 53 years. So I'm going to ask everyone to answer Amen to this blessing, to this Mishaberach. Mishaberach Avotenu Avraham Yitzchak Yaakov Sarah Rivka Rachel v'Leah Uyivarech et Yerachmiel ben Arya V'et v'Nava bat Avraham V'et Elisheva bat Avraham V'Michael ben Mordechai v'Shena Bluma Ba'avur sheba'u hayom lehodot l'shem kodsho al kol hachesed asher gamal lahem miyom chatunatam ומيום שמחת ליבם עד היום הזה. הקדוש ברוך הוא ישמרם ויצילם מכל צרה וצוקה ומחלה, ומכל נגע ומחלה ויזכו לראות צאצאי העוסקים בתורה ובמצוות צרכי ציבור בעניין ארץ ישראל באמונה, וישלח ברכה והצלחה בכל מעשה ידיהם עם כל ישראל אחיהם. אוי ונאמר אמן. אוי מזל טוב, אוי מזל טוב. Ay, 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 mazel tov. I don't hear you. Oy, mazel tov. Oy, mazel tov. Ay, 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 mazel tov. May God, who blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, Leah, bless Bobby and Nancy Cohn and Betsy and Mike Singer, who are together celebrating 41 years and 53 years, respectively. They are here on this Shabbat to express their gratitude to the Kadosh Baruch Hu for all the years together that they have been given. May God continue to protect them and watch over them. And may Bobby and Nancy and Mike and Betsy continue to enjoy God's blessing in the new song of their years to come, so that they may always live in joy and gladness, peace and companionship. And let us all say, Amen. Please join with me. Siman Tovu, Mazel Tovu, Mazel Tovu. Tovu, Mazel Tovu, Mazel Tovu, Siman Tov, Siman Tovu, Mazel Tovu, Mazel Tovu, Siman Tov, Yehelanu. Before we continue in our service, I want to just say just a brief word to you, Nancy and Bobby, and to Betsy and Michael. I want you to know that being married for 41 and 53 years, if you add those numbers up, you get 94.
Whoa.
And I want you to know that if you multiply the digits in 94, you get 36. And you know what 36 is. 36 is equal to double chai. And I think that you all know what chai means. Chai means life. Double chai is especially meaningful for the four of you today, because it represents your living a life that has an expression of love between people who share their lives together. In your case, sharing so many years together. And that's what we wish for all of you on this special Shabbat, that you will continue, please God, to enjoy a life of not just love, but continued health and lots of nachas for many, many years to come. And let us all say,
Amen.
Amen.
Mazel Tov to the four of you. Before we continue in our service with the Chatzi Kaddish, before Cheryl Hammerman will be called to the Torah in honor of her Bat Mitzvah anniversary, where she'll read the Maftir and then the Haftorah, it is our custom at Mosaic Law, after the second Aliyah, usually after the Levi Aliyah, to say a special prayer for healing. And so before Caitlin Shannon, our cantorial intern, leads us in the Debbie Friedman version on page 70, what page is it? 173, I believe, in the left-hand column. Before she leads us in that prayer, I have a Mishaberach list from Or Tzion, and of course I have a Mishaberach list from Mosaic Law of members of our congregation or friends and family who are dealing with critical illnesses or serious medical challenges. From Or Tzion, I want to especially mention these names: Aaron ben Yamin ben Esther v'Yosef Eliezer HaKohen, Basharochel bat Henya v'Yisrael. From Elka bat Aryeh Leib, Esther Rachel, Chana bat Sivya, Ve'elazar Kohen, Gittel Malka bat Brocha Shena, Chaim ben Label v'Chana, Batya Rivka bat Sosya, Heinik ben Rhodes, Chaim Leib ben Pinchas v'Zelda, Sarah Vida bat Esther, bat Sheva bat Chava Esther, Perla bat Chilya v'Esther, Devorah bat Bela, Barak ben Bracha, Aharon Ephraim ben Svi, Shner, and I also want to add Les Moskowitz to our prayers, Chaim Leib ben Zelda v'Pinchas, that we wish a refuah shlema, that we wish for them complete healing. I won't be able to read all of the names from the Mishaberach list from Mosaic Law, but I do want to ask everyone to keep in our prayers Rabbi Ricky Lobel's brother-in-law Eric Hochfelder, who is now home, who has been recovering from a hospital visit after suffering some serious injuries from a recent automobile accident. I would also ask that you keep in our prayers Karen Clark, who underwent major surgery a little over a week ago and is recuperating at home. And of course, our past presidents, Arlene Pearl, Aharona Ita bat Chananessa, and her husband Elliot, Yitzchak David ben Chaya Miriam V'Savta Sima, who are dealing with medical challenges. Arlene is still at UCD Med Center. And also, please keep in our prayers our dear 12-year-old Melanie Seubelman, who, as you know, is dealing with an advanced stage of cancer after having major surgery 10 days ago. And so she needs all of our prayers. Let's keep her as well in our prayers for refuah shlema. I'm going to ask everyone to join Caitlin Shannon on page 173 of your Siddur, the left-hand column of the page, as she will lead us in the prayer for healing. Caitlin.
May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Misheberach imotenu mekor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
Amen. We ask you, O God, to also send strength and courage to all the physicians, physician assistants, and nurses, and all the healthcare givers who are in the front lines of this battle of this coronavirus. Please, O God, fortify them with the full force of their healing powers, and send wisdom and insight to all of the scientists throughout the world, including in Israel, who are working day and night across the world to discover healing treatments and vaccines for this virus. Refuah shlema, refuah hanefesh, refuah haguf, l'chol levarehem gedem etoch sha'ach leYisrael, Shabbat hi milozokar zman kariv v'nomar. Amen. Please rise for the Chatzi Kaddish. Steve, I think you have to unmute your mic. Okay.
Yitkadal v'yikadash shemei Rabbi.
Amen.
V'amad vrach urutei v'yimlich malchutei. B'chayechon v'yomechon u'chayedecha Beit Yisrael. Ba'gala u'izman kariv v'yimeru. Amen. Yehi shmei Rabbi mevorach. Le'olam l'olamei amaya yitbarach. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitbar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shmei dekudesha barichu. Le'olam michol birchata v'shirata
Tushbechata v'nechemata.
Damiran b'yama v'yimuru. Amen.
You may be seated.
Talmud Hanalea bat Eli Avram v'Rivka Maftira.
Baruch et Adonai.
We're on page. Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Liolam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Olam Asher Bachar Banu Mikol Ha'amim V'natan Lanu Et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen.
B'nei Naphtali lemishpachotam leyatzel mishpachat hayatzeli Guni mishpachat haguni leyetzer mishpachat hayitzri l'shilei mishpachat hashlemi ele mishpachot Naphtali lemishpachotam ufkudehem Hamisha v'arba'im elef v'arba me'ot ele pikudei b'nei Yisrael shesh me'ot elef v'alef sheva me'ot u'shloshim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Yisher kochech to you, Cheryl, for not just the Aliyah to the Torah, but for reading the Maftir. And we're looking forward to your Haftorah in honor of your Bat Mitzvah anniversary. I'm not going to ask you which number it is, but I just want to say a special mazel tov to you, Cheryl, and to you, Stan, who I think came to Phoenix back in the early 70s when we arrived in Phoenix, probably around the same time. And our kids have kind of grown up together in those early years. And I know that Eli and Avi still have this friendship that has remained from the time they were in preschool together. So I want to wish you a special mazel tov on your 50th. And by the way, 50 is no insignificant number, because 50, as you know, is equal to the Hebrew letter Nun. The word Nun is the first word in the first letter in the word Ne'eman. The word Ne'eman, as you both know, comes from the word Emunah, which means faithfulness. And throughout these 50 plus years that you've known each other, you have had faith in each other. And that goes a long way in terms of sustaining a marriage or in any relationship, to have faith in each other. And I hope and pray that you'll both be blessed continually with only the best of health, shepping nachas from your children and grandchildren, and please God to be able to celebrate many, many more simchas. And I hope the next time we're gathered together, we can drink a l'chaim and talk about those past times from those early years. Anyway, mazel tov to you.
Thank you.
We're now going to have Cheryl, in honor of her Bat Mitzvah anniversary, chant. Steve, do you want to lift the Torah first? Yes, thank you. Everyone, please rise as the Torah is lifted. V'zot HaTorah. V'zot HaTorah asher sam Moshe lifnei b'nei Yisrael al pi Adonai b'yad Moshe. As the Torah is seated, we may be seated. And we turn to page 968 for a special Haftorah that's recited on the first Shabbat after the fast of Tammuz, of Shiva Sabbat Tammuz, which just occurred this past Thursday. As I mentioned earlier at the beginning of the service, we're now in the middle of 3 weeks of mourning, marking a period as we relive and lament the destruction of Jerusalem by the Romans in the year 70 of the Common Era. And so we began with a fast on Thursday when the walls of Jerusalem were breached by the Romans, and the climax reaches us on the 9th of Av, a little less than 3 weeks from today, Tisha B'Av, the saddest day on our Hebrew calendar. So the Haftorah for this week and also the next 2 weeks are called Tlat de Puranutta. Can you all say that together? Tlat de Puranutta. Those are Aramaic words meaning 3 of destruction. And so these Haftorahs for these next Shabbatot come from the books of Jeremiah and the book of Isaiah, telling of God's disappointment with the Israelites' lack of faith and warning them of what would happen if they would not repair or mend their ways of behavior. So Cheryl will chant the Haftorah. It's found in your Eitz Chaim Chumash on page 968.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar b'nviim tovim v'ratzav v'divreihem hane'emorim be'emet. Baruch atah Adonai Habocher b'Torah u'Moshe abdo u'Yisrael amo u'b'nviei ha'emet v'tzedek.
Amen.
Divrei Yirmiyahu ben Chilkiyahu ben HaKohanim asher ba'anatot be'eretz Binyamin asher haya Dvar Adonai elav bimei Yoshiyahu ben Amon melech Yehuda b'shlosh esrei shana l'malcho Vayehi b'imei Yehoyakim ben Yoshiyahu melech Yehuda atom ashtei esrei shana l'tzidkiyahu ben Yoshiyahu melech Yehuda ad galot Yerushalayim b'chodesh hachamishi. Vayehi Dvar Adonai elai lemor בטרם אתרחב בטם ידעתיך, ובטרם תצא מרחם הקדשתיך, נביא לגויים נתתיך. ואומר אדוני אלוהים, הנה לא ידעתי דבר כי נער אנוכי. ויאמר אדוני אלי, אל תאמר נער אנוכי, כי על כל אשר אשלחך תלך, ואת כל אשר אצווך תדבר. אל תירא מפניהם, כי איתך אני להצילך נאום אדוני. וישלח אדוני את ידו ויגע על פיו, ויאמר אדוני אלי, הנה נתתי דברי בפיך. ראה הפקדתיך היום הזה על הגויים ועל הממלכות, לנטוש ולנטוץ ולהעביר ולהרוס, לבנות ולנטוע. ויהי דבר אדוני אלי לאמור, מה אתה רואה ירמיהו? ואמר מלא שקט אני רואה. ויאמר אדוני אלי, היטבת לראות, בן שוקד אני על דברי לעשותו. ויהי דבר אדוני אלי שנית לאמור, מה אתה רואה? ואומר סיר נפוח אני רואה, ופניו מפני צפונה. ויאמר אדוני אלי, מצפון תיבטח הרעה על כל יושבי הארץ, כי הנני קורא לכל משפחות ממלכות צפונה נאום אדוני. ובאו ונתנו איש כיסוסו פתח שערי ירושלים, ועל כל חומותיה סביב, ועל כל ערי יהודה. ודיברת משפטי אותם על כל רעתם, אשר עזבוני ויקטרו לאלוהים אחרים, וישתחוו למעשה ידיהם. ואתה תזור מתנך, וקמת ודיברת עליהם את כל אשר אנוכי אצווך. אל תחת מבניהם, פן אחתך לפניהם. ואני הנה נתתיך היום לעיר מבצר ולעמוד ברזל וחומות נחושת על כל הארץ, למלכי יהודה לשריך לכהניך ועם הארץ. ונלחמו אליך ולא יוכלו לך, כי איתך אני נאום אדוני להצילך. ויהי דבר אדוני אלי לאמור, הלוך וקראת באזני ירושלים לאמור, כה אמר אדוני, Zacharti laha hesed ne'urayeh ahavad kulotayeh lechte harai bamidbar be'eretz lo zerua Kodesh Yisrael Adonai Reshit Tivuata Kol Ochlav Yeshamu Ra'a Tavo Alehem Ne'um Adonai Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Tzur kol ha'olamim Tzadik b'chol hadorot Ha'el ha'ne'eman ha'omer ve'oseh Hamdaber u'mkayem Shekol devarav emet yavat tzedek Ne'eman atahu Adonai Eloheinu V'ne'emanim devarecha V'davar echad mivarecha Chor yola yashuv rekam Ki el melech ne'eman v'rachaman atah Baruch atah Adonai
Shema.
B'chol devarav Rahim al Tzion ki hivet chayenu v'la'aluvat nefesh toshia bimheira b'yameinu Baruch atah Adonai
Shema.
Sameach Tzion b'vanecha
Amen.
Samcheinu Adonai Eloheinu b'Eliyahu hanavi abdecha u'malchut David b'shushecha v'yira yavo v'yagel libenu al kiso lo yeshev zar v'lo yinchalu od achirim et kvodo ki v'shem kodshecha nishbata lo shelo yichpen neiro le'olam va'ed Baruch atah Adonai
Baruch Shema.
in David.
Amen.
Al HaTorah, v'al ha'avodah, v'al ha'nevi'im, v'al yom ha'shabbat hazeh, shenatata lanu Adonai Eloheinu, l'kedusha v'limenucha, l'chavod ol tifaret. Al hakol Adonai Eloheinu, anachnu modim lach umvarchim otah, yitborech shimcha b'chit kol chai, tamid le'olam va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai,
Baruch Hu Baruch Shema.
Kadesh HaShabbat.
Amen. Yishakachech to you, Cheryl, for chanting a very beautiful Haftorah. If you ever get to Sacramento on your way to Tahoe, if you should go there, let us know, and we'll assign you a Haftorah at our shul. It was a beautiful, beautiful rendition of the Haftorah. So we will continue now in our Sidur Lev Shalem. We're going to pray for our country. I believe Adam Kesselman is going to lead us. Adam, are you there? Where are you? Don't lead it yet, but where are you, Adam?
Right here.
Are you there? Are you in USY?
I am, yes.
Are you a leader in your USY chapter?
Yes, I am. I am on board.
What's your position?
I'm membership Kadima Vice President.
Excellent. Well, we're glad to have you. So before you lead us in the prayer for our country, I just want to remind members of my congregation, Mosaic Law, and also invite members of Tzion that this Wednesday at 6:30 p.m., the president of our Jewish Federation, Deborah Gonzalez, who is also a past president of our synagogue, and I will moderate a conversation with Rabbi Capers Fournay, who is a black rabbi who serves an African-American synagogue in Chicago. And by the way, he's the first cousin of former First Lady Michelle Obama. Rabbi Fournay is going to join us in a conversation on the subject of confronting racism. And I have to tell all of you that I know that there are concerns amongst our Jewish community about the recent anti-Semitic rhetoric including certain leaders of Black Lives Matter, Black athletes and celebrities who have made recent statements in support of boycott, divestment, sanctions, BDS, and also Black Lives Matter's condemnation of Israel's treatment of Palestinians, which some leaders of Black Lives Matter have espoused publicly. I am also concerned about such statements, which I believe harm our ability to build bridges between our Jewish and Black communities, and especially during these turbulent times of racial injustice in our country. So I'm looking forward Wednesday to hear from Rabbi Funay, as he will speak to this and other issues. And should any of you still wish to pose a question to Rabbi Funay, I'm going to ask that you email me or email Deborah no later than this Monday. And to join us in this 75-minute conversation, you must register by clicking on a special registration tab from our Jewish Federation's flyer to this program. And after you register, you will be sent a link to the Zoom program with Rabbi Funay. We do this because of security. We don't want hackers out there to all of a sudden infiltrate our Zoom meeting with Rabbi Funay. We want to know who's joining us, and it's for the Jewish community especially. So after you register, you'll be sent a link to the Zoom program. It's my honor at this time to call upon Adam Kesselman, who will lead us in the prayer for our country. Please join with him on page 177.
Our God and God of our ancestors, with mercy accept our prayer on behalf of our country and its government. Pour out your blessing upon this land, upon its inhabitants, upon its leaders, its judges, officers, and officials, who faithfully devote themselves to the needs of the public. Help them understand the rules of justice you have decreed, so that peace and security, happiness and freedom will never depart from our land. Adonai, our God, Adonai, God whose spirit is in all creatures, we pray that your spirit be awakened within all the inhabitants of our land. Uproot from our hearts hatred and malice, jealousy and strife. Plant love and companionship, peace and friendship among the many peoples and faiths who dwell in our nation. Grant us the knowledge to judge justly, the wisdom to act with compassion, and the understanding and courage to root our poverty from our land. May it be your will that our land be a blessing to all who dwell on earth, and may you cause all peoples to dwell in the friendship and freedom. Speedily fulfill the vision of your prophets. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. For all of them, from the least of them to the greatest, shall know me. And let us say, Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much, Adam, and continued success leading your USY chapter. And we now pray for Israel. Before we pray for Israel, I don't see Ofer Tenenbaum here. Ofer, are you with us?
He's here.
Ofer, are you there? It's good to have you here. Please give our love to your bride and to your daughters. Ofer, who lives in Napa, California. Not a bad place to live. I just want to say, Ofer, it's an honor to have you with us to lead us in your beautiful rendition, that musical rendition of the prayer for Israel. But before you lead us in the prayer for Israel on page 178, I just want to share with everyone that this past week, Peter Beinart, who is a young Jewish intellectual, published two articles. One was an 8,000-word article published in a journal called Jewish Currents, and the other article that was published was an op-ed 2 days ago in the New York Times. I don't know how many of you saw the New York Times article or read his 8,000-word article. Basically, the New York Times op-ed was entitled, "I no longer believe in a Jewish state." I was really disturbed by Mr. Beinart's op-ed, and I will tell you, 8,000 words. I mean, the Sacramento Bee, if I submit an op-ed to them, I'm lucky if they will print 600 words. But that's besides the point. I have to just say this before we pray for Israel. Mr. Beinart can pontificate all he wants about his vision for the elimination of Israel as a Jewish state. He conveniently says nothing about, in his articles, the countless times that Israel offered the Palestinians land for peace, including 97.5% of the West Bank and East Jerusalem as its capital, and the response each time from the Palestinians was no. Beinart, in my humble opinion, sits in his ivory tower in New York, while Jews like my brother and sister and my nephews and nieces and great-nephews and nieces who live in Israel, where they live every single day with thousands of rockets ready to be launched from Lebanon, from Gaza, from Iran, who wish for one thing, and that is to make the Jewish state disappear. Folks, I don't want you to read me wrong. I don't agree with every decision or policy of the Israeli government, but I have been consistent throughout my rabbinic career in supporting the people of Israel, who still only have seconds to get to a bomb shelter or to a safe room when those sirens go off signaling an imminent rocket attack. Beinart, who is an American Jew, who doesn't hesitate to tell Israel what to do, should move there, and then he will have the right to opine all he wants, and you know something? It might even cure his myopia. So, Ofer, please lead us in the prayer for Israel. And if you don't know the melody, hum along with him. It is absolutely one of the most beautiful melodies of the prayer for the state of Israel. Ofer,
don't set the expectations that high, and thank you. אבינו שבשמיים, צור ישראל וגואלו, ברך את מדינת ישראל, ראשית צמיחת גאולתנו. הגן הגן עליה, בעברת עברת חסדך, ופרוס עליה סוכת שלומך. ושלח אורך ואמיתך לראשיה שריה ויועציה, ותקנם בעצה טובה, עצה טובה מלפניך. אבינו שבשמיים, צור ישראל וגואלו, ברך את מדינת ישראל, ראשית צמיחת גאולתנו. חזק את ידי מגני ארץ קודשנו, והנחילם אלוהינו ישועה, ועטרת ניצחון תעטרם. ונתת שלום בארץ, ושמחת עולם ליושביה, ושמחת עולם ליושביה, ונאמר אמן.
Amen. Yasher koach, Ofer. God bless you. I hope you'll come back and see us soon in our sanctuary when this COVID-19 is in the past. Give my love to your bride and to your two beautiful daughters. We're going to continue now in our service with the Ashrei on page 181. Erica Hertz. I didn't see Erica. Is she with us? Erica, are you there?
Hi.
Hi, Erica. Are you in USY as well?
Yes, but I'm not on the board.
You're what?
I'm in USY, but I'm not in the board. I'm not on the board.
Well, you will be, okay? After this Ashrei, we're going to nominate you, and you should be on the board. Now, but anyway, we're honored to have you, Erica, with us. So Erica's going to lead us in the Ashrei. Please join with her, page 181 in our Lev Shalem Sidur.
Ashrei Yoshvei Veitecha, Ojechalalucha Selah.
Ashrei Am Shekachalo, Ashrei Am Shadonai Elohav.
Tehillah LeDavid, Aramimcha Elocha HaMelech, Baruch Shimcha Le'olam Va'ed, V'chol Yom Avarchecha, V'chalala Shimcha Le'olam Va'ed. Gadol Adonai B'chol Me'od, V'lidu Ato Ein Heker. Dor LaDor Yishabach Lasecha, Udor Techa Yagidu. Hadar Kivod Hodecha, V'divrei Flotecha Asicha, Ve'ezuz Maratecha Yom Meru, Udu Etcha Asaprena. Zecher of Tivcha Yabiu, Vetzivchatcha Yarnenu, Hanud Berachum Adonai, Erech Apayim Dol Chased, Tov Adonai Lakol, Rachama V'Kol Ma'asav, Yoduch Adonai Kol Ma'asecha, V'chasitecha Yevarchucha, Kevod Malchutcha Yomeru, Uvratcha Yedaberu, Leodia Lifnei Adam V'rotav, Uchvod Hadar Malchuto, Malchutcha Malchut Kol Olamim, Umemshaltecha Bechol Dor Vador. Somech Adonai lechol hanoflim, v'zokef lechol hagfufim, einei kol elecha yisaberu, ve'atanotin lechem et holchem be'ito, poteach et yadecha, u'maspiach lechol haratzon, tzadik Adonai b'chol drachav, v'chasid b'chol ma'asav, tzadik Adonai b'chol drachav, v'chasid b'chol ma'asav, karov Adonai lechol kra'av, lechol asher yiru be'emet, ritzon yirav yas.
We might have. Oh, there you are.
Thank you so much, Erica, for leading us in the Ashrei. We're going to continue now as we rise, as the Torah will be placed back into the Aron HaKodesh. Steve Schlosser, our Gabbai Rishon for this Shabbat, who is in the sanctuary at Tzion, will place the Torah back in the Aron HaKodesh. I invite all of you to join our Chazan Ben Rosner on page 184 for Eitz Chaim Hi. Please rise. As the Ark is closed, the Aron HaKodesh is closed, we all may be seated. Before I share words of Torah with all of you today, I first want to tell you how honored our congregation is to be able to be with you. And I hope maybe it can be a little bit comforting to know that all of you at Congregation Or Tzion who are grieving the most recent passing of your beloved Rabbi, Rabbi Kaplan, know that you're not alone, that we are all part of one family, and that we mourn with you and grieve with you the passing of your beloved Rabbi. I want to, before I share some words of Torah with you, express to Rabbi Kaplan's family, to his beloved Gabi, who my son Avi got to know for many years after their first meeting on USY Israel pilgrimage years ago. And of course to Brianna and to Julia, to Avi Michelle, to Tina, to Murray, to Josh, to Maya, Jeremiah, Jonah, and to Micah's cousins, Sue and Harry Sperber, and Michael and Louise Kaplan, who are members of our congregation here at Mosaic Law. And I thought I saw Sue and Harry with us, and I know that Michael and Louise were going to be joining with us either on Zoom or YouTube. But I just have to say that we express our condolences to not only Micah's family, but to all of you, his extended family, who are the members of the congregation that he served for these many years at Or Tzion. And especially I want to thank Cantor Rubenstein and Rabbi Sussman for allowing us to be able to collaborate with you on this joint Shabbat service this morning. And I know that Cantor Rubenstein and Rabbi Sussman, who are not only mourning the loss of their colleague and mentor, but who are tasked with the holy work of helping Or Tzion to heal from this huge loss to the Or Tzion community, is a difficult task. And I urge all the members of Or Tzion to be supportive of their efforts. Also to the office staff of your congregation, who are charged with the important work of ensuring that the operation of your synagogue continues to function without its precious leader. I ask that God should give all of you comfort and give you all strength. You know, when I lived in Israel studying for the rabbinate in the mid-'80s, I learned when I went to a funeral in Israel or a shiva house that there is a saying that those who are consoling the bereaved say to them when they leave, just before they leave the shiva house. And it's Shelo Tedu Od Sa'ar. Shelo Tedu Od Sa'ar. Which means you should not know sorrow any longer, anymore. And that's what we wish for all of you at Or Tzion, that you will continue to mourn and grieve. But please God that you will not know sorrow anymore. I also want to thank your president, Frank Jacobson, and our president, Judy Weiner, who's with us. And I know Frank is in California, getting out of the Arizona heat, probably. Although if you were here in Sacramento, Frank, I think it's going to be 103 or 105 today. So you're probably in Southern California near the ocean, probably. But I want to thank you both, the presidents of our congregations. I want to thank David Poisner and Scott Wiegand, who have been our amazing technical producers, who we could not have had this collaboration, this joint service today without them. Frank Lang, the ritual chair, Steve Schlosser, your Gabbai Rishon, Rabbi Matt Rosenberg, our ritual chair. I want to thank Stephanie Monnier and Talia Berger, whose graphic design of the publicity flyers for this Shabbat was phenomenal. And of course, to my partner, Cantor Rosner, and to all of the participating leaders from both congregations. And lastly, I would be remiss if I didn't thank Dr. Adam Schwartz, who is your administrative vice president. And I can't say enough about Adam, who I consider to be my spiritual liaison. I think he's a true visionary. He spent hours with feedback and encouragement to make this collaboration of our two shuls a reality. Not an easy task, but Adam, I want to say kol hakavod to you. And to Linda and Les Moskowitz. Linda, who's served, I think, for 3 years as your president of Or Tzion. We go back many, many years to our early days at Bethel and Phoenix. Les, please, you should have refuah shlema. And I say prayers for you every single day. I want to dedicate my Dvar Torah this morning to your rabbi, Rabbi Micah Kaplan. And I hope he might be looking down from Gan Eden and approve of my message to not only you at Or Tzion, but to you who are with us from Mosaic Law and any others who are with us, davening with us from other shuls or other communities. So I want to begin my words of Torah this morning with a question. And the question is this: how can we convert the energy of anger or pain into peace and wholeness? I'm going to ask that question again. I want you to listen to my question. How can we convert this morning or any time the energy of anger or pain into peace and wholeness? The Torah reading for this week, Pinchas, as Rabbi Sussman so beautifully introduced the Torah reading this morning with her comments, begins with the story of Pinchas, ben Elazar HaKohen. This Pinchas, who was this zealous man who appeases God's anger against the Israelites for following idolatrous ways by killing two people who were having, I guess you would call illicit relations here. By the way, the name Pinchas reminds me of Camp Shemesh. Some of you know that Judy the First and I founded a camp called Camp Shemesh, based on Camp Ramah. It was a Hebrew-speaking day camp at Bethel, and we had kids from all over the community that came, not just Bethel members. But I remember, speaking of Pinchas, all of our staff had to be called by their Hebrew names, even our non-Jewish staff. So, for example, we hired Brian Matheny. I remember Brian. He was the aquatics director at a high school, I think in Glendale, Arizona. So we called Brian Matheny Baruch Matheny. So that was his name. Everybody called him Baruch. He loved it, although he couldn't pronounce the Baruch part. And then I remember that we hired a bus driver who was a bus driver for one of the school districts in Maricopa County. And he wasn't Jewish. So I gave him choices of names, and believe it or not, he chose the name Pinchas. I didn't tell him that, by the way, his Hebrew name Pinchas, the bus driver, was a murderer. He killed people. I didn't share that with him. But anyway, he loved that name, Pinchas. So we called him Pinchas. Sorry for the tangent. I want to go back to the text. Scott, if you could just put the first slide up of the text. I want you to look at that. The text tells us that Pinchas and his descendants received the divine reward of Brit Shalom, the covenant of peace, which has been very, conflicting to a lot of people, even rabbis who are conflicted as to whether or not, Rabbi Sussman alluded to it, whether he should have received this covenant of peace. Look at the text. It says, Vayedaber Adonai el Moshe lemor, Pinchas ben Elazar ben Aaron HaKohen shivet chamati me'al b'nei Yisrael b'kano et kinati b'tocham v'lo chiriti et b'nei Yisrael ni kinati lachen emor hinani noten lo et briti shalom. Well, I see the Hucklebees said he killed, he didn't murder. That's a controversy. Hey, Scott, I'm not going to argue with you right here on Zoom. But you know something? Cantor Rosner will have the argument with you after Shabbos. Anyway, I want to suggest to all of you that if you look at this text, it says, Pinchas, the son of Elazar, the son of Aaron, the priest, turned my anger. Whose anger? God's anger, away from the children of Israel. And then the text says, Hinani noten lo et briti shalom. Behold, I give to him my covenant of peace. Now I want to just say to you that, and we can take that slide off for a moment, Scott. I want to suggest to you that one of the ways, and I'm not going to argue whether right now with or discuss whether he should have received the covenant of peace or he shouldn't. I'll let you decide for yourselves. The rabbis have all kinds of opinions within our Jewish tradition. But I want today to suggest to all of you, that one of the ways we can make this story relevant to our own lives is to make it personal. And so I want for all of us, including myself, to ask how we ourselves can embody, if you will, how can we embody the Brit Shalom, the covenant of peace that is part of our Jewish heritage that goes all the way back to this week's Parsha? I think that many of you realize that the word shalom means not only peace, but it also means wholeness, and it means completeness. It comes from the Hebrew word shalem, meaning whole or complete. I want to invite all of you to reflect from each of the four realms or the four worlds that are described in Kabbalah. Now, I'm not really into Kabbalah. Those of you who know me know that in my study at the synagogue, I have the entire Zohar, the entire book of Kabbalah, written by the mystics in Tzvat, in the holy city of Tzvat. And I have not opened one volume of the Zohar. And the reason is because you're really not supposed to study Kabbalah until, number one, you're at least 40 years of age, and number two, you have mastered the entire Hebrew Bible, the entire Torah, the entire Tanakh, and all of its commentaries, and the entire Talmud. The entire 63 tractates of the Talmud, and all of its commentaries. And then after you've mastered all that, then you can open the Zohar. Anyway, I'm going to share some words of Kabbalah anyway this morning. In Kabbalah, there are what the rabbis describe as four worlds or four realms. And these can be compared to the four seasons, to the four elements, or as the rabbis in Kabbalah say, the four levels of soul, spelled S-O-U-L, described by the Kabbalistic rabbis. So the rabbis of Kabbalah understood that everything arises simultaneously in all four of these worlds, all four of these realms. Though sometimes we may experience life primarily in one realm or another. So I want to ask you this morning to join with me in asking some questions. Asking some questions for ourselves. Here's the first realm, or the first world. Scott, if you'll show the first slide. The first one is called, the first realm or world is called, can you see it all? Asiyah, physicality. Here are the questions I want you to think about. How am I in my body? Is there any part of me that does not feel whole or peaceful? How can I bring more wholeness to my body? I want you to think about those questions. Let's go to the next one, Scott. The second one is Yetzirah, or emotion. I want you to think about these questions. How am I in my heart? Am I anxious? Am I troubled? Am I angry? Am I sad? How can I bring more wholeness and peace to my heart? The third realm, or the third world, is called Bria, or intellect. So I want you to ask yourselves these questions. How am I in my mind? Are there troublesome thoughts that restrain me from wholeness? How can I bring peace and wholeness to my mind? And the last world, or the last realm, is called Atzilut, spirit. I want you to ask yourselves these questions. How am I in spirit? Do I feel connected or disconnected to what lies within me and beyond me? And how can I lift my neshama, my soul, to a higher plane of peace? How can I lift my soul to a higher plane of wholeness? How can I lift my soul to a higher plane of unity? I want you to look at all the questions on the next slide. And as you look at these, I want you to think about the following. I want to suggest to all of you that our answers to these questions may change over time. And I think they should. Because like all covenants, like all briot, or britot, like all covenants, the Brit Shalom is dynamic. You see, the covenant of peace that I think we all yearn for, I think it asks of us to maintain a deep integrity and a willingness to change in the attempt to achieve a sense of personal peace and personal wholeness. And we all know that having a willingness to change for the better is not something that is automatic. You see, it takes work, and it takes dedication, and it takes kavanah, a sincere intention for that change to take place. I really do think, that if you ask these questions and maybe try to come up with your own answers, I think that this is how we can relate to Pinchas in this era in which we are all living in, dealing with the turmoil in our country, dealing with the turmoil in our own lives, especially as we're all quarantined, dealing with that isolation, and we can only thank God for platforms like Zoom that can allow us to connect with each other. And let me conclude by saying, or suggesting to all of you, that even when we feel absolutely sure that we are right, even when we as individuals feel that we are right and we act zealously to prove that we are right, I think that the Torah calls upon every single one of us to convert our inner Pinchas, the energy of righteous anger, into a positive action that will lead to greater peace and wholeness. That is what I wish for all of you at Tzion, especially as you continue to mourn the profound loss of your beloved Rabbi, Rabbi Micah Kaplan. May his memory endure as a blessing. And you know something? This is also what I wish for all of you at Mosaic Law, to find that path to greater peace and wholeness. And let us all say, Amen. For those of you who would like to receive those questions that I just shared with you, feel free to email me or email Scott or email David Poisner, who both have access to the PowerPoint slides of those very, I think, insightful questions that I hope that we'll all please think about as we go forward. So thank you, Scott, and thank you, David, again, for enabling us to be together, our two congregations. We're going to now daven Musaf, and this is the way we're going to do it today. We're going to ask our Chazan, along with members of our congregation who will be joining with him, to lead us in the Musaf service. And the way we're going to do this is that after the Chatzi Kaddish on page 184, where we'll rise, we'll remain standing if you're physically able to do that for the Amidah. We're going to daven together with our Chazan and other members of our congregation through the Kiddush, which is on page 187. And then afterwards, I invite you to participate in three different options. Option number one, you can continue after the Kedusha to read silently to yourselves the remainder of the Amidah, which concludes, I believe, where does it conclude here? Wherever it concludes. Page 192. All right? So you have that option to read silently. Or the cantor and other members of our congregation are actually, after the Amidah, going to chant out loud the rest of the Amidah. And so you can follow along with them if you want. And there's a third option. The third option is literally to close your eyes and to meditate and to offer any prayers that might come from your own hearts. So let's rise for the Chatzi Kaddish, page 184, and then we'll join together in the Amidah. Amen. Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabba Mevorach Liolam Liomei Omaya Yitbarach. Recho. Page 185.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואמהות, ומביא גואל לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ופוקד ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ופוקד שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיה מתים אתה רב להושיע, מוריד הטל, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיה מתים ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומדומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות מתים. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי המתים.
Page 187, the Kedusha.
מעריצך ונקדישך, כסוד שיח שרפי קודש, המקדישים שמך בקודש, ככתוב היד נביאך, וקרא זה ואמר.
קדוש, 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 אדוני צבאות, מלוך כל הארץ כבודו.
קדוש, 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 אדוני צבאות, מלוך כל הארץ כבודו. כבודו, כבודו, מלא עולם, כבודו, כבודו, מלא עולם, כבודו, כבודו, מלא עולם, ושרתיו שונים זה לזה, איי 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 איי, מקום כבודו, איי 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 איי, מקום כבודו, איי 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 איי, מקום כבודו, לעומתם ברוך יאמרו, ברוך כבוד אדוני במקומו, במקומו יפן ברחמים, ויחונם המייחדים שמו, ערב בבוקר בכל יום תמיד, פעמיים באהבה שמע אומרים, שמע ישראל, אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני אחד. הוא אלוהינו, הוא אבינו, מלכנו, משיענו, והוא ישמיענו ברחמיו, שנית לעיני כל חי, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, ובדברי קודשך כתוב לאמור, ימלוך אדוני לעולם אלוהי ציון, לדור ודור, הללויה. לדור ודור נגיד קודלך, ולנצח נצחים קדושתך נקדיש, ושבחך אלוהינו מפינו לא ימוש לעולם ועד, כי אל מלך גדול וקדוש אתה, ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש. Eloheinu Eloheinu Ritze Ritze Vimnuchateinu Kadeshenu b'mitzvotecha V'tin chelkeinu v'toratecha Sabeinu mituvecha V'samachenu b'yeshuatecha V'tahel libenu, v'tahel libenu, v'tahel libenu li'avdecha be'emet. V'tahel libenu, v'tahel libenu, v'tahel libenu li'avdecha be'emet. V'hanchilenu Adonai Eloheinu, v'ahava u'ratzon Shabbat kodshecha. V'yanuchu Yisrael v'kareshei shemecha Baruch Ata Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat.
Amen. מודים אנחנו לך.
הטוב כי לא חלו רחמך, והמרחם כי לא תמו חסדיך, מעולם קיווינו לך. כולם יתברך ויתרומם שמך מלכנו, תמיד לעולם ועד. וכל החיים יודוך סלע, ויהללו את שמך באמת, על ישועתנו ועזרתנו סלע. ברוך אתה אדוני, הטוב שמך לכנה להודות.
אמן.
אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו, ברכנו בברכה משולשת בתורה כתובה על ידי משה עבדך, האמורה מפי אהרון ובניו כהנים, עם קדושך כאמור. יברכך אדוני וישמרך.
כן יהי רצון.
יאר אדוני פניו אליך ויחונך.
כן יהי רצון.
יישא פניו אליך וישם לך שלום.
כן יהי רצון. We join together the prayer for peace. Sim Shalom, page 191.
Sim Shalom, Tova u'bracha, Ken v'chesed v'rachamim v'rachamim aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol Yisrael amecha.
ברכנו אבינו כולנו כאחד, ויאר פניך, כי ביאר פניך נתת לנו אדוני אלוהינו. שים שלום, שים שלום ועולם טובה וברכה, חן וחסד ורחמים ורחמים עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ועל כל ישראל עמך.
תורת חיים ואהבת חסד
ואהבת חסד וצדקה וברכה ורחמים וחיים ושלום. שים שלום, שים שלום, תשובה וברכה. בין בחסד ורחמים ורחמים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל ישראל עמך.
Baruch Shema. Amen. We rise Kiddush Shalem, signifying the conclusion of the Musaf service, page 203. Amen. Amen. Yeheshmei Rabba Mevorach, Liolam Le'omei Amaya Yitbarach. Brechu. Amen. 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 You may be seated. Yasher Kalach to our Chazan Ben Rosner, to our cantorial intern Caitlin Shannon, and to Cantor Ilana Wolpert for leading us in the Musaf service. Just we're so blessed to have all of you participate with us and help lead our service this morning, along with members of Tzion. And it's my honor at this time to call upon Marley Nechamovitz, who's going to lead us in Ein Keloheinu on page 204, and then we'll rise again for Aleinu as Samantha Landay will lead us in the Aleinu. So please join together, Ein Keloheinu. I don't see you, Marley. Are you here? Where are you?
Hi.
Great to have you with us, Marley. Thank you for being here. And I don't see Samantha. Is Samantha here? Where are you, Samantha? Unmute yourself.
I'm here.
Good. Are you both in USY as well?
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay. Well, we're glad to have you with us. So, Marley, you start leading us in Ein Keloheinu. Everybody will join with her, and then Samantha will lead us in Aleinu.
Ein Keloheinu, Ein Kadoneinu, Ein Kamokeinu, Ein Kamoshienu. Mi Keloheinu, Mi Kadoneinu, Mi Kamokeinu, Mi Kamoshienu. Noda Laloheinu, Noda Ladoneinu, Noda Lamokeinu, Noda Moshienu. Baruch Eloheinu, Baruch Adonenu, Baruch Malkeinu, Baruch Moshienu. Atahu Eloheinu, Atahu Adonenu, Atahu Malkeinu, Atahu Moshienu. Atahu Shetiru Avotenu, Lefanecha Eketoret Hasamu.
Please rise.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשינו כפרי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר בחיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד
ושמו You may be seated. Thank you to Marley and Samantha for leading us in the concluding prayers of our service. It's my honor at this time to call upon my colleague, Rabbi Zari Sussman, who will announce all the loved ones who will be remembered, yortzites to be remembered in the Tzion community this coming week.
Thank you, Rabbi. We extend our condolences to Susan Portnoy, whose father will be laid to rest on Monday. Her father, Albert Firestone, is survived by his children, Susan Portnoy and Nancy Firestone, his spouse, Brenda, his grandchildren, Andrew and Elizabeth, and great-grandchildren, Gabriel and Zachary. This week, we also observe the yahrzeits of Amidah Laufer, Yeti Laufer, Frida Silverman, Bernard Fisher, Elaine Rudderman, Sam Resnick, and Sarah Fox.
Thank you, Rabbi. May their memories endure as a blessing. In our Mosaic Law congregation community, the following yortzites will be observed this coming week: Anita Sanders, Beryl Cahotis, Byron Winnick, Edith Abrams, Faye Berlowitz, Goldie Block, Gloria Reiner, Henry Goldwyn, Ida Feynman, Joan Zaccarelli, Joseph Becker, Joseph Abramowitz, Lillian Kopilowitz, Max Lackner, Meyer Goldberg, Norma Cohen, Reginald Poole, Roman Buick, Rose Dubnik, Saul Hoffman, Stanley Barron, Steffa Haberman, Stephen Eisenberg, Theodore Fishkin, William Goldman, and Martha Limberg. All those who are observing yortzeit for your loved ones, I invite you to stand along with all those who are in their 30 days, or for those who are saying Kaddish for a parent for 11 months, to rise and join me on page 207 for the Kaddish Yatom for the mourner's Kaddish. Yit Gadal v'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah. V'yalmad divrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei v'chayachon u'vyamechon u'v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael ha'agala u'vizman kariv v'imru Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah v'vorach le'olam u'liomei olmaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shemei b'kudsha brichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata yamiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehi Shlomo Rabba min Shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Yehi Oseh Ramav Yaseh Shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen.
Amen.
You may be seated. It is my honor to call upon our two presidents of our congregation who will make some announcements this morning. Frank Jacobson is actually out of town. I believe he's in California with his bride, cooling off in Southern California. And so I think he has given the honor of making the announcements on behalf of Orishon to the Administrative Vice President, Dr. Adam Schwartz, who is up, I believe, in Flagstaff, Arizona, camping with his family. I hope it's cooler up there than it is in Arizona or in Sacramento. But Dr. Schwartz, I believe, may have pre-recorded some announcements for Tzion in case his Wi-Fi service up in Flagstaff would be compromised. So it is my honor to present first, representing Frank Jacobson, Dr. Adam Schwartz for some announcements.
Thank you to Rabbi Taff, Cantor Rosner, and Rabbi Sussman for leading us in this beautiful morning service. I also want to thank all of our Torah and Haftorah readers, Kol HaKavod, and Mazel Tov to all of our honorees this morning. I'll be much more brief than I was last night, but I just wanted to once again thank Scott Weigand from Tzion and David Poisner from Mosaic Law Congregation for your tireless work in making this all function so seamlessly. And I want to once again thank Rabbi Taff and the entire staff at Mosaic Law Congregation and all of you congregants for opening your arms and welcoming us this Shabbat. Again, it's been a very special Shabbat, and I know that Rabbi Kaplan is with us every moment, and thank you once again. And just a few brief announcements. We request that you continue again sending children's artwork and pictures of Rabbi Kaplan. We have these posted on our website, and we'd love to add more to these. So any children's artwork, please send to our website. If you haven't done so already, please remember to complete your gift of the heart commitment. You can do so on our website. Opportunities again every week to connect virtually exist, and begin with adult education with Rabbi Sussman every Monday at 5 p.m. Ruah Tefillah with Cantor Dana will resume on Wednesday, July 29th. If you know of any congregant who does not have access to view services online, please let us know so we can reach out to them. And again, please check our website for important information on services and virtual programming details. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Thank you so much, Adam, for sharing those announcements. And it's my honor to call upon Mosaic Law's president, who is now celebrating her first month anniversary as our new president, Judy Weiner. Judy, it's good to have you. And I believe, Judy, you're in Truckee with Barry,
Yes.
aren't you? So
Yes, we're in the mountains.
you're in the
And
mountains.
there's a very hungry wild bear running through our neighborhood trying to break into everyone's houses. So, yeah.
I listen, please God, I hope you will bear with it. And sorry. But anyway, it's good to have you here, and we welcome you and Barry, and please share whatever announcements you have for our congregation.
All right, Shabbat Shalom to everyone. I want to welcome everyone joining us from Tzion and Mosaic Law this morning. On behalf of the Board of Trustees in our entire congregation, I want to extend our deepest condolences to the members of Tzion on the loss of your dear Rabbi Kaplan. I hope spending this morning with Mosaic Law has brought you some comfort. Everyone at Mosaic Law is pleased to share our Zoom Bima with you. Thank you to everyone who's participated this morning in the service. If I can find anything good to come out of the COVID-19 pandemic, it has to be the wonderful programming that we've created to stay connected at this time. And thank you to the leaders of both congregations for making this happen this morning. Okay, a few announcements. We have Minyan tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock in Torah study, both led by Jonathan Lightman. I want to thank all of those that helped with Nosh to Go this week. I'm going to say their names again because everybody worked really hard. Kadia Kemmler, Monica Shapiro, Gus Ballas, Ann Roth, Maxim Smelchek, and Alice Cartwright. We served 50 lunches this week. It keeps growing each week. And I would get your RSVPs in early because on the menu this week is poached salmon and Caesar salad. So it should be delicious. Some exciting programs coming up next week. On Talk Jewish with me on Tuesday at 7, our Michael Kaplan is going to demonstrate 2 Japanese style fish for us. And then Rabbi's already mentioned the program on Wednesday at 6:30 with Rabbi Capers Funya. So be sure to register and send your questions to Rabbi Taff or Deborah as soon as you can. And then on Thursday, we have Torah Talk with Rabbi Moses. Rabbi Moses is going to be our interim rabbi starting in August, and he's going to be leading Torah study on Thursdays at 3 o'clock for the month of July. So I hope you can join in. And then Thursday evening on Talk Jewish with me, Jonathan Lightman's program, The Jewish Beatles Connection. I'm really looking forward to that. And Jonathan has asked you could join as early as 6:50 because he's going to have some music playing while we're waiting for the program to start. And then one more item that I know it's late and everyone's been sitting a long time, but this is kind of a top story for Mosaic Law. Most members don't know yet, but of course we all know Rabbi Taff is retiring the end of July. And we are going to be celebrating his retirement COVID-19 style with a drive-by on Sunday, July 26th. So Talia Gonzalez has agreed to chair this for us, but the plan is it will start at 10 o'clock and all the members will be giving assignments when they should come by their last name. So there'll be an e-blast going out, I hope on Monday with the details, and everyone will come in. We're going to use the center parking lot, the Shalom School side. You'll come in and there'll be a bin where you can bring a card for Rabbi Taff and you'll drop it in the bin. And there'll be another spot where we're asking people to bring non-perishable kosher food for our kosher food pantry, and we drop that in another bin. And then there'll be a stop where Rabbi Taff will probably be 8 feet from your car, and we can take pictures, and you can decorate your cars and have signs and whatever you want to do to express your love for Rabbi Taff. And then on the way out, oh, I forgot to say, it's called Donuts and Drive In. So you'll get bags of donuts on the way out to enjoy. So, and I do want to say there's not going to be any walking on campus. You have to be in your car. So I'm really looking forward to it. And there will be, like I said, more information going out next week. So hope you can all join us. Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you, Judy. Thank you for sharing the announcements. I just want to say the way we conclude our service before Adon Olam, and I believe Julia Lang, where's Julia? Are you here? Where are you, Julia? Unmute yourself.
Hi, I'm here.
Oh, Julia, great. Are you related to Frank?
I am, yes. I'm his granddaughter.
Oh, okay. Well, it's great to have you with us.
Yeah, great to be here.
So you're going to lead Adon Olam. Let me tell you what we do. Our tradition is we make Kiddush first, and you can follow the Kiddush on page 77. And I usually make the Kiddush. And after the Kiddush, I recite the hand washing blessing And after that, you'll all answer Amen to that. And then I say the Hamotzi. But as I say the Hamotzi, before I actually say the blessing, I say Birshut to all those who are celebrating birthdays or anniversaries. I won't mention all the names of birthdays and anniversaries being celebrated in our congregation this week, although I may mention the 2 anniversaries we celebrated this morning, actually the 3, because I'm going to include the Hammerman's 50th. But I also want to say a special happy birthday to Helen Locke's dear mother, Esther Jagerman, Esther Bat Yaakov Vibatya, who is celebrating her 96th birthday. And Helen, I think you're going to have an aliyah next Shabbat in honor of your mother's 96th birthday. Everyone say Mazel Tov. I don't hear you. Mazel Tov. So Mazel Tov, I don't know if Esther is listening or joining with us, but Esther, 96 is no insignificant number, but I'm going to allow Stan Hammerman to tell you the significance of that number, 96, after Shabbos. So he'll figure it out. I'm sure he can figure it out. But anyway, Mazel Tov to your mom and Mazel Tov to your family. But I just want to say that there is our tradition before the Hamotzi, when I say Birshut, meaning asking for the permission of the congregation, Birshut, right? I'm going to say Birshut Maranan v'Rabbanan to all the rabbis who are joining us. Mosaic Law has 4 rabbis in our congregation besides me. Can you imagine having 4 rabbis as member of your congregation? And we have cantors also in our congregation. So I'm going to say Birshut Maranan v'Chazanan v'Rabbanan v'Chaverai. When I say the Chaverai, that's the Chevra, everyone says in unison, what?
L'chaim.
L'chaim. So let's practice it. Birshut Maranan v'Chazanan v'Rabbanan v'Chaverai.
L'chaim.
You didn't do it in unison. Okay, folks. All right, you get the picture. We're not going to rehearse it. So anyway, that's what we do. Okay, you'll say L'chaim and then I'll say Hamotzi, and then Julia is going to lead us in a rousing rendition of Adon Olam, which is found on page 211. So I invite you to join with me in the Kiddush. I have the Kiddush cup here with my grape juice on page 77. V'shammeru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם כי 6 ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, זכור את יום השבת לקדשו. 6 ימים תבוא בצאתך ומלאכתך, ויום השביעי שבת לרעך. לא תעשה כל מלאכה, תבינך וביתך עבדך ועבדך ובהמתך וגרך שבשעריך together. כי 6 ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. את הים וכל שבם וילך ביום השביעי על כן ברך אדוני את יום ראשון סברים מרנן וחזנן ורבנן וחברי
L'chaim.
סברים מרנן וחזנן ורבנן וחברי
L'chaim.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם Borei Hari Hagafen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al netilat yadayim.
Amen.
Bereshot, beshot, 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 beshot. Bereshot, Mishpachat Kohn, Mishpachat Singer, Mishpachat Hammerman, Mazel Tov.
Mazel tov. Mazel tov.
Bereshot, 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 Esther Bat Yaakov Batya, Esther Jagerman, Mazel Tov. Bereshot, 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 Kol Yeshim Uledet Sameach, Mazel Tov. Bereshot, Kol Yeshim Hanisuin Sameach, Mazel Tov.
Mazel tov.
Bereshot, 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 Kol Kihilot, Or Tzion V'yet Kihilat Kodesh, Or Tzion V'yet Kihilat Kodesh, Torat Moshe, Savri, Maranan, V'chazanan, V'rabanan, V'chaverai.
L'chaim.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz.
Amen.
This is for Esther. Esther, are you there? Take a piece of challah. Okay. Our page 211. On page 211 in our Siddur, Julia, take it away, Adon Olam. And then everybody wish each other afterwards, Shabbat Shalom.
Adon Olam asher malach b'terem kol yetzir nivra, le'ein nasa b'chepto kol azai melech shemo nikra, azai melech shemo nikra. Ve'acharei kichlot hakol levado imloch nora, vehu haya vehu hove vehu yeh b'tifara, vehu yeh b'tifara, vehu echad ve'ein sheni l'am shilo, lehachbira beli reshit beli tachlit velo haz, v'ham yisra velo haz, v'ham yisra, vehu eli v'chai goali, v'tzor chevli be'et zara, vehu nisi v'manosli, menat kosi beyom ekra, menat kosi beyom ekra, Beyado afkid ruchi be'et ishan beha'ira, ve'im ruchi geviati Adonai li velo ira, Adonai li velo ira.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Chazan, will you just lead everyone, Chazan, in Shabbat Shalom?
Shalom, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat shalom. Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
See you, Holly.
Shabbat Shalom, Daniel Kazum.
Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Toda Rabbi. Shabbat
Hi,
Shalom.
Janice and Jonathan.
Shabbat Shalom, Naomi.
Shabbat Shalom, Dr. Kazum.
Shabbat Shalom, Rabbi Taff.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
See you all.
Okay, so we can leave now.
Shabbat Shalom, Charles and Rhonda.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, Dale Zinn. Shabbat Shalom, Cantor Ben.
Oh, good to hear you.
Where did you go for your vacation, Cantor Ben?
It was a staycation.
Good. Take care. Thank you for the email.
Oh, thank you for your email. That was quite nice.
Rabbi Taff, I invited Rabbi Bruce Greenberg in Monterey and Cantor Margaret in Salinas and to Rabbi Capers. I hope that's okay. I'm doing some networking.